Myself, Dr. Tushar. Today I am going to discuss a very specific topic which is known as the immunization. Let's start with the definition of the immunity. The ability of the human body to tolerate the presence of maternal indigenous to the body and to eliminate the foreign material. The immunity of a person is classified into the two types. This is the active immunity and the passive immunity. The active immunity includes the humoral immunity, cellular immunity, and combination of the above. And the passive immunity includes the normal human immunoglobulin, a specific human immunoglobulin, and animal antibodies and antisera. A person is said to be immune when he possesses the specific protective antibody or the cellular immunity as a result of a previous infection or immunization. It's so conditions by the such previous experience as to respond adequately to the prevent the infection and or the clinical illness following exposure to a specific infectious agent. As I have discussed earlier that the immunity is of the two type, innate immunity and adaptive immunity. And now we will discuss specific about the adaptive immunity. Adaptive immunity has of the two types, active immunity and the passive immunity. The active immunity includes the humoral immunity, cellular immunity, and combination of the above, whereas the passive immunity includes the normal human immunoglobulin, a specific human immunoglobulin, and animal antitoxins and antisera. Now the immunizing agents. Immunizing agents specifically includes the vaccine. The vaccines are the immunobiological substance designed to produce the specific protection against a given disease. Vaccines can be classified as the following: live vaccine, killed vaccine, toxoid, cellular vaccine, and the combinations of above. The live vaccine. Now we will discuss about the live vaccine. Live vaccines are prepared from the live organisms passed repeatedly in the laboratory in the tissue culture or a chick embryo and have lost their capacity to induce full-blown disease but retain their immunogenicity. The live vaccines are of the following type, which includes the BCG, yellow fever, polio, measles, mumps, rubella, typhoid, varicella, rotavirus, cholera vaccine. Live vaccines are the more potent than the killed vaccine because resulting antigenic dose is larger, contain all the major and minor antigens, engage certain tissue of the body, other mechanisms such as the persistence of latent virus. When the two live vaccines are required, they should be given either simultaneously at a different sites or with an interval of at least 3 weeks. Live vaccine usually produce a durable immunity but not always as long as that of natural infection. Live vaccines must be properly stored to retain the effectiveness. Inactivated or killed vaccine. The organisms are killed by the heat or chemicals when injected into the body stimulate active immunity, usually safe but less efficacious than the live. Killed vaccines generally require a primary series of 2 to 3 doses of vaccines and later booster doses. Now the difference between the live vaccine and killed vaccine. As I have said earlier that the live vaccines dose required is low, whereas the killed vaccine dose required is high. Adjuvant used, there is no adjuvant used in the live vaccine, whereas in killed vaccine there is a adjuvant used. Immunity from the live vaccine is long, whereas the immunity from the killed vaccine is short. The effectiveness of the live vaccine is greater in comparison to the killed vaccine. Booster dose with the live vaccine requires infrequently, whereas the killed vaccine booster dose required frequently. Mucosal immunity. From the live vaccine there is a mucosal immunity, where from the killed vaccine there is no mucosal immunity. Cell mediated immunity from the live vaccine, whereas there is no cell mediated immunity from the killed vaccine. Reactivations to the virulence. It is possible to reactivate the virulence from the live vaccine, whereas in the killed vaccine such event does not occur. Latency. Latency from the live vaccine is possible, whereas from the killed vaccine it is not possible. As I have said, examples of the few live vaccines, these are the BCG, yellow fever, OPV, MMR and rotavirus. Whereas the examples of the killed vaccine is IPV, pertussis, rabies. Now the toxoid. Toxoids are the certain organisms produce exotoxin such as the diphtheria and tetanus bacilli. The toxin produced by these organisms are neutralized and used in the vaccine preparation. Toxoid are the highly efficacious and the safe immunizing agent. Now the protein vaccine. The protein vaccine, no. Now the protein vaccine. The protein vaccines are the immunization with a certain protein or a combination of protein from the pathogen is sufficient to stimulate a protective immune response against that particular microorganisms. The example of the protein vaccines are the pertussis vaccine, recombinant vaccine, recombinant vaccine or the recombinant protein vaccine. The protective protein antigen is expressed in heterogeneous system such as the E. coli, yeast, mammalian cell or development of recombinant DNA technology. The examples of the recombinant protein vaccine are the hepatitis B vaccine, polysaccharide based vaccine. There is a polysaccharide coat which covers the bacteria outer membrane, preventing other surface bacterial component from becoming target of the host immune response. Antibody to the bacterial surface polysaccharide can clear the bacteria from the host by different mechanisms such as the complement mediated killing and opsonophagocytosis. The examples of the polysaccharide based vaccine are the pentavalent vaccine, conjugated vaccine. Conjugated vaccines are the vaccines when the polysaccharide antigens are chemically linked, conjugated to the protein that the T cell recognize. Then these conjugate vaccine can elicit strong immune response and immune memory to the young children. The examples of the conjugate vaccine are the pneumococcal meningococcal vaccine. Now the combinations of the vaccines. When the above one or two vaccines are combined, then there is a formation of combined vaccines. The aim of the combined vaccines are to simplify the administration, reduce the cost, minimize the contact of the patient to the health facility, reducing the storage cost, improving the timeliness of the vaccine. The examples of the combined vaccines are the DPT, DT, diphtheria pertussis, measles, mumps, rubella combined vaccine. As I have discussed earlier, the combinations of the vaccines, the examples are DPT, DT, DP, MMR. Now the universal immunizations program. These are the history of the evolution of the universal immunization program. In 1978, expanded program of immunizations has come into actions, and from 1978 to 2005, from the emerging of NRHM to RCH2 has been shown. Now the universal immunization program schedule, as from shown in the PPT. The early doses of the tetanus immunizations, TT first dose has been given early in the pregnancy as possible in the pregnancy. The dose of the TT first dose is 0.5 ml. The no diluent is used. The route of administration is intramuscular in upper arm. Whereas the TT2 given after the 4 week apart or 1 month apart after the first TT dose, the dose is 0.5 ml. No diluent is used intramuscular upper arm. TT booster, if received 2 TT doses in a pregnancy within a last 3 years. The dose is 0.5 ml. No diluent is used intramuscular upper arm. Now the national immunization proper. At the At the birth of the baby, in the hospital settings, we will give the BCG at birth. The maximum dose till which the BCG is given till 1 year of age. The dose of BCG is 0.05 ml until 1 year of the 1 month of age, whereas 0.1 ml beyond 1 month of age. Diluent is used from the supplied by the manufacturer. The route of administration of the BCG is intradermal in left upper arm. Now the hepatitis B. Now the hepatitis B is also given at the birth within the first 24 hours after the birth of the baby. The dose is 0.5 ml. The no diluent is used. The route of administration is intramuscular, and the site of administration is anterolateral side of mid thigh left. Now OPV. OPV is also given at the birth within the first 15 days. The dose is 2 drop. No diluent is used. The route of administration is oral. Now OPV first, second and third dose is given at 6 week, 10 week and 14 week apart. The maximum age up to which the OPV first, second and third is given till 5 year of age. The dose is 2 drop. Route of administration is oral. Now the pentavalent 1, 2 and 3 is given at 6 week, 10 week and 14 week apart. The maximum age at which this can be given is at the 1 year of age. Our dose is 0.5 ml. No diluent is used. The route of administration is intramuscular. At the site of administration is anterolateral side of mid thigh left. Now the fractional IPV. Fractional IPV given at the 6 week and 14 week. The maximum age at which fractional IPV is given is 1 year of age. The dose is 0.1 ml. No diluent is used. The route of administration is intradermal and site of administration is right upper arm. Now the pneumococcal conjugate vaccine 13. It is given at the age of 6 week, 14 week and 9 month. Maximum age 1 year of age till 1 year of age. If beyond 1 year, second and the booster dose can be given only if first dose has been given within the 1 year of age. Now the dose is 0.5 ml. Diluent, no diluent is used in the pneumococcal conjugate vaccine. The route of administration is intramuscular, right anterolateral aspect of the mid thigh. Now the rotavirus. The rotavirus vaccine is given at the 6 week, 10 week and 14 week apart. The maximum age at which this can be given is at 1 year of age. The dose is 5 drop. No diluent is used. The site of administration is oral. Measles. Measles is given at the age of 9 completed month and 12 completed months. This can be given up to the 5 year of age. The dose is 0.5 ml. Diluent is used, which is supplied by the manufacturer. The route of administration is subcutaneous. This is given at the right upper arm. JE is given up to the age of the 9 month or 12 month. This can be given maximum up to the age of the 15 year of the age. The dose is 0.5 ml. The diluent is used, which is supplied by the manufacturer. The route of administration is the subcutaneous route in the left upper arm. Vitamin A. Vitamin A is given at the age of the 9 month. This can be given up to the age of the 5 year. The dose of the vitamin A is 1 ml. The route of administration is oral. Now the DPT booster 1. This can be given at the age of 16 to 24 month of age. This can be given maximum up to the age of the 7 year. The dose is 0.5 ml. The diluent, no diluent is used. Route of administration is intramuscular, anterolateral side of the mid thigh left. Measles and rubella. Measles rubella The second dose, measles or measles rubella second dose can be given up to the age of 16 to 24 months. This can be maximum given up to the age of the 5 year. The dose is 0.5 ml. Diluent is supplied by the manufacturer. The route of administration is subcutaneous in upper right arm. OPV booster. OPV booster is given at the age of 16 to 24 month. Maximum age which can be OPV booster is given at the age of the 5 year. The dose is 2 drop. No diluent is used. Route of administration is oral. Now the Japanese encephalitis booster dose 2. This can be given up to the age of 16 to 24 month till 15 year of age. The dose is 0.5 ml. Diluent is used which is supplied by the manufacturer. The route of administration is subcutaneous. Vitamin A. Vitamin A second to ninth dose. This can be given at the 16 month, then at the dose every 6 months. This can be given up to the age of the 5 year. The normal dose is 2 lakh or 2 ml. The route of administration is oral. DPT booster 2. This can be given at the age of 5 to 6 year. Maximum age at which this can be given is up to the age of the 7 year of age. The dose is 0.5 ml. No diluent is used. The route of administration is intramuscular upper arm. TT. Now the TT is given up to the 10 and the 16 year of age. The maximum age up to which the TT is given is 16 year. The dose is 0.5 ml intramuscular and upper arm, given at the upper arm. Now from the figure we can easily illustrate the route of administrations of the different type of the vaccines over the baby. Now the technique of the needle insertion. As we can see in the figure that the intradermal injection is given at the angle of the 15 to 22 degree, whereas the subcutaneous injection is given at the angle of the 45 degree, whereas the intramuscular injection can be given at the angle of the 90 degree. Now the intradermal injections only invade through the dermis of the skin, whereas the subcutaneous injections given up to the subcutaneous layer, whereas the intramuscular injections inserted through the muscle layer. Now as I have said earlier that the intradermal injections is given at the angle of the 15 degree, it can maximum up to 22 degree, whereas the subcutaneous injection given at the angle of the 45 degree, whereas the intramuscular injections is given at the 90 degree. This is the representations of the oral route of administration. Now the vaccine specific, the Bacilli calmette guerin BCG vaccine, supplied as a lyophilized freeze-dried preparations in a vaccine sealed multi-dose dark colored ampoules with a normal saline as a diluent. In this form can be stored for the 12 month at 2 to 8 degrees centigrade. This is the light sensitive, and the route of administrations and site of administration I have discussed it earlier. Now this is the positions through which the BCG vaccine can be given. Now the DPT vaccine. It composed of the diphtheria, tetanus toxoid, killed whole cell pertussis bacilli absorbed in the insoluble aluminum salt adjuvant. Vaccine is stored at the 2 to 8 degrees centigrade. The route of administrations and dose is discussed earlier. Now this is the positions by the mother at the time of vaccination. Now the measles vaccine. The measles is the live attenuated vaccine. It consists of the strain Endemostene jagreb strain supplied as a freeze-dried in a single dose, multiple dose vials with distilled water as a diluent, contains sorbitol and hydrolyzed gelatin as a stabilizer and neomycin as antibiotic. Stored frozen at the 2 to 8 degrees centigrade. Route of administration and site of administration and dose has been discussed earlier. Now this is the positioning by the mother at the time of vaccination to the measles vaccine. Now the oral polio vaccine. The oral polio vaccine is of the two type. It is the OPV and IPV. The OPV is the live vaccine, whereas the IPV is the killed vaccine. With the intelligent use of the monovalent OPV, bivalent OPV, India is free of the polio. Then trivalent vaccine grown in a monkey kidney cell culture and stabilized with the magnesium chloride. Light pink color indicate right pH. Most heat sensitive vaccine, strict cold chain maintenance is required. Now the route of administration and dose is discussed earlier. Hepatitis B vaccine. The vaccine contains the surface antigen of the hepatitis B produced by the recombinant technology in the yeast and adjuvant with aluminum salt and preserved with the thiomersal, available as a single and multiple dose vial. Vaccine is stored at the 2 to 8 degrees centigrade. Dose and route has been discussed earlier. Schedules is at 6 week, 10 week, 14 week and at the birth. JE. This is the live attenuated SA14-14-2 vaccine. Contains stable neuro-attenuated strain of the JE virus. Dose is 0.5 ml. Subcutaneous route should not be used as outbreak response vaccine. All the children in the JE endemic area should be vaccinated. First dose of the vaccine can be administered at 9 months along with the measles vaccine, and second at the 16 to 18 month. Also recommended for the traveler to the JE endemic area. Now the pentavalent vaccine. This comprises of the 5 components of the vaccines, which includes the diphtheria, pertussis, tetanus, hepatitis B and Haemophilus influenza type B. Pentavalents cannot be stored at the low temperature as it is the freeze sensitive. If pentavalent vaccine is freeze sensitive, if pentavalent vaccine is exposed to excessive cold, its potency or the effectiveness can be lost. Now the cold chain, which we will discuss in the next video.